Breaking news for every Social Security recipient in America. A major new banking rule has just gone into effect. And if you receive your Social Security, SSI, or SSDI payments by direct deposit, this affects you directly. We're talking about changes to how banks are now required to handle federal benefit deposits. Changes that could affect when your money is available, how it's protected, and what happens if something goes wrong with your account. Millions of seniors and people with disabilities have no idea this rule even exists. And here's the truth. If you don't know about it, you can't protect yourself. Some people have already noticed differences in how their bank is communicating with them. Others have seen slight changes in their account notifications. And a small number of recipients have encountered unexpected holds or flags on their accounts and had no idea why. Today, we're going to break all of this down for you, in plain English, step by step, because you deserve to know exactly how this new rule works, what it means for your monthly payments, and what you need to do right now to make sure your benefits are safe. So stay with us. Don't click away. What you're about to hear could be the most important financial update you've received this year. Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. You've found the right place. This channel exists for one reason and one reason only: to help Social Security recipients, SSI beneficiaries, SSDI recipients, retirees, and their families understand every single change, update, and rule that affects their income and their benefits. We don't use confusing government language. We don't bury the important stuff. We give it to you straight, clearly, honestly, and on time, because we know how much these payments mean to you. For many of you watching right now, your Social Security deposit isn't just a number on a screen. It's your rent, it's your groceries, it's your medication. It's the bill you need to pay by the first of the month. When something changes, even something that sounds small, it can ripple through your entire budget. And you deserve to be the first to know, not the last. That's what we do here. Every week, we bring you the updates that matter most to your financial life. So if you haven't already, please take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications too, because the updates keep coming and we don't want you to miss a single one. Now, let's get into this new banking rule. Let's talk about what it is, where it came from, why it matters, and most importantly, what it means for your Social Security deposit. Let's start at the beginning. The rule we're talking about today is connected to updated federal guidance on how financial institutions, meaning banks, credit unions, and prepaid card providers, must handle electronic deposits of federal benefit payments. This includes Social Security retirement benefits, SSI payments, SSDI payments, VA benefits, and other government-issued funds. Now, this has been in the works for a while. The SSA, that's the Social Security Administration, along with the Treasury Department and federal banking regulators, have been working together to tighten the rules around how banks process, protect, and communicate about these types of deposits. And now those rules are officially live. So what exactly has changed? There are three key areas you need to understand: account protection and garnishment rules. This is a big one. Banks are now required to more strictly enforce protections on Social Security and federal benefit deposits. Under existing law, and this has been the case for years, creditors generally cannot garnish your Social Security benefits directly from the SSA. But once that money hits your bank account and sits there, some creditors could go after it. The new rule tightens the process banks must follow before allowing any garnishment of funds in accounts that regularly receive federal benefit deposits. Banks are now required to conduct a more rigorous review before honoring a garnishment order to ensure that exempt funds, meaning your Social Security money, are properly identified and protected. This is actually a good thing for recipients. It means your benefits have an added layer of defense, but it also means banks are doing more behind-the-scenes compliance work, and that can sometimes cause brief delays or flags on accounts while the bank verifies the source of deposits. If you've received any notice from your bank about changes to your account terms recently, this is likely why. Electronic fund transfer disclosures and notifications. Banks are now required to provide clearer, more timely notifications when there is any action or potential action related to accounts that receive federal benefit payments. In plain terms, your bank must now tell you faster and more clearly if something is happening with your account that could affect your benefits. This means updated account agreements. It means new notification language. And it means you may start seeing different wording in your bank statements, your mobile app alerts, or your paper notices. Don't be alarmed by this. It's the bank complying with the new requirements. But do read those notices. Don't toss them aside. We'll explain exactly what to look for in just a moment. Prepaid card and direct express updates. For those of you who receive your Social Security or SSI payments on a Direct Express prepaid debit card, there are also updates you need to know about. Direct Express is the federally managed card program used by millions of recipients who don't have a traditional bank account. The new rules require Direct Express and similar prepaid card programs to align their processes with these updated federal protections. What this means for Direct Express cardholders is that you should begin seeing updated terms and conditions. Some of you may have already received a notice in the mail, and the customer service protocols for reporting disputes, lost cards, and unauthorized transactions are being updated as well. Again, we'll walk through what this means for you practically in just a little while, so keep watching. You might be wondering, why now? Why did these rules change at this particular moment? There are a few reasons. First, there has been growing concern at the federal level about the financial vulnerability of Social Security recipients. Seniors and people with disabilities are disproportionately targeted by financial predators, scammers, aggressive debt collectors, and unauthorized account access schemes. The updated rules are part of a broader effort to close loopholes that these bad actors have been exploiting. Second, there have been complaints filed with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, about banks mishandling garnishment orders on accounts containing Social Security funds. Some recipients reported that banks allowed funds to be frozen or withdrawn even when those funds were clearly exempt federal benefits. The new rule is designed to prevent that from happening. Third, the rise of online banking and mobile financial services has introduced new complexity into how federal benefit deposits are processed and tracked. The rules needed to be updated to reflect the modern banking environment. And fourth, this is an election-adjacent moment for Social Security policy broadly. There has been significant political attention on protecting the benefits of retirees and disabled Americans, and this rule reflects some of that pressure on financial institutions to do better. None of this means your payments are in danger. Let us be very clear about that. Your Social Security, SSI, and SSDI payments are still being issued on the same schedule. The SSA has not changed your payment dates. The amounts have not been cut. This rule is about what happens after your money leaves the SSA and arrives at your bank, not about the payment itself. Let's make this real. Let's talk about actual scenarios that recipients may experience as a result of this rule going into effect. Margaret, 71, retired teacher from Ohio. Margaret receives her Social Security retirement benefit on the third Wednesday of every month via direct deposit to her checking account at a regional bank. Last week, she received a letter from her bank informing her that her account agreement had been updated. The letter used confusing legal language, and Margaret was worried it meant her account was being changed or her benefits were at risk. What actually happened? Her bank was updating its terms to comply with the new federal garnishment protection requirements. Margaret's account is safer now than it was before. The letter was simply the bank fulfilling its legal obligation to notify her of the change. What should Margaret do? Keep the letter. Read it. If there's a number to call with questions, call it, and know that her benefits themselves are not affected. James, 54, SSDI recipient from Georgia. James receives SSDI due to a permanent disability. He also has an old medical debt that went to collections a few years ago. He received a notice from his bank that a creditor had submitted a garnishment request on his account. He panicked. Under the new rule, his bank is now required to automatically identify and protect the funds in his account that came from his SSDI deposit before honoring any garnishment. James has 2 months' worth of SSDI deposits sitting in his account. That money must be reviewed and protected before the bank takes any action. This doesn't mean the debt goes away, but it does mean James has a stronger, more clearly defined legal protection for his federal benefit funds. He should still consult with a legal aid attorney if he's facing debt collection, but he should also know that the new rule works in his favor. Dorothy, 67, SSI recipient from Texas, Direct Express cardholder. Dorothy doesn't have a bank account. She uses her Direct Express card for everything. She recently received a new cardholder agreement in the mail with updated terms. She wasn't sure if she needed to do anything. The answer is no action required, but she should read the new terms. Her card still works the same way. Her SSI deposit still arrives on the same date each month. The updates are to the back-end protections and dispute resolution process, things that help her if something goes wrong, not things that change her day-to-day experience. This is the question we know most of you are asking, and we want to answer it clearly. The new banking rule does not change your Social Security payment schedule. Let's say that again. Your payment schedule has not changed. Social Security retirement payments continue to be distributed based on your birth date. If your birthday falls on the 1st through the 10th of the month, you receive your payment on the second Wednesday of each month. If your birthday falls on the 11th through the 20th, you receive it on the third Wednesday. If your birthday falls on the 21st through the 31st, you receive it on the fourth Wednesday. SSI payments continue to arrive on the 1st of each month. If the 1st falls on a weekend or federal holiday, the payment arrives on the last business day before the 1st. SSDI payments follow the same birthday-based Wednesday schedule as Social Security retirement. None of that has changed. The new banking rule governs how banks handle those deposits once they arrive, not when the SSA sends them. However, and this is important, in rare cases, banks doing additional compliance verification on accounts flagged for garnishment requests or other legal actions may experience brief internal processing steps that could cause a very short delay in when funds are fully available. This is not common, but if you are in the middle of a debt collection situation or have had any recent legal actions against your account, it is worth being aware of. For the vast majority of recipients, nothing about your deposit timing changes at all. Now let's talk about what you should actually do, because information without action is just noise. Here is your step-by-step guidance for protecting yourself under this new rule. Check your mail and your email. Banks are legally required to notify you of changes to your account agreement. Those notices may come by physical mail or electronically if you've opted into paperless statements. Don't throw away letters from your bank right now. Open them, read them. If something doesn't make sense, call your bank's customer service line and ask them to explain it. Know your rights regarding garnishment. Under federal law, specifically the Treasury Department's garnishment rules, banks are required to protect at least 2 months' worth of federal benefit payments from garnishment. This has been the law for over a decade, but the new rule strengthens how banks enforce it. If you owe money to private creditors, credit card companies, medical debt collectors, personal loan servicers, they generally cannot touch your Social Security funds. There are exceptions for federal debts like student loans and back taxes, and for child support and alimony obligations. But for most private debt, your federal benefits are protected. If a bank ever freezes or removes funds from your account that came from Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, that may be a violation of federal law. Contact your bank immediately. Then contact a nonprofit legal aid organization in your area. Monitor your account more closely for the next 60 days. We're in a transition period. Banks are implementing new compliance steps. Most of the time things will go smoothly, but it's always smart to be extra vigilant during any period of change. Log into your bank account or check your statement at least once a week. Confirm your deposit arrived on the expected date and in the correct amount. Look for any unusual holds, fees, or notices on your account. If anything looks wrong, act quickly. Make sure your direct deposit information is current with the SSA. This is a good practice anytime there's news about banking and benefits. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and confirm that your bank account information is up to date and accurate. If you've changed banks recently, make sure that change has been processed fully before your next payment date. If you don't have an online My Social Security account, you can create one at SSA.gov, or you can call the SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213. Budget for the payment you already expect, not for the one you hope is coming. This is timeless advice, and it's especially relevant during any period of financial news or uncertainty. Don't spend money you haven't received yet. Keep a small cash buffer if you can. Know your payment date and plan your bills around it. If your payment is ever delayed for any reason, even a short delay, having that small buffer means you're not in crisis. You're inconvenienced. There's a big difference. Beware of scammers using this news. Anytime there is a real financial news story about Social Security or banking, scammers use it as cover to target recipients. You may receive a phone call, a text message, or an email claiming to be from the SSA or your bank. They may say your account has been flagged under the new rule. They may say you need to verify your information to keep receiving your benefits. They may threaten that your payments will stop if you don't act immediately. Do not respond to these. The SSA will never call you out of the blue and ask for your Social Security number, bank account information, or personal details. If you receive a suspicious contact, hang up or delete it. Then call the SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 to report it and verify your account status. Scammers are opportunists. They prey on fear and urgency. Don't give them the chance. We know this was a lot of information. And we know that for many of you, topics like banking rules and federal regulations can feel overwhelming. That's exactly why this channel exists. Our job is to take the complex, the confusing, and the concerning and turn it into something you can actually understand and act on. To be the voice that explains things clearly, in plain English, without panic and without spin. Because you've worked hard your entire life. You've paid into the system. You deserve to receive your benefits on time, in full, and without confusion. And you deserve to have someone in your corner who is watching for every update, every rule change, every policy shift, and bringing it straight to you. That's what we do here, every single week. So if this video helped you, please share it. Send it to a family member or a friend who receives Social Security. Post it in a Facebook group. Text it to someone who needs to know this. Because information like this is only powerful if it reaches the people who need it most. And please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications because we have more updates coming very soon and you don't want to be left in the dark. Your benefits are important. Your financial security is important, and staying informed is one of the most powerful things you can do to protect both. We're here for you every step of the way. Let's bring this home. Here's what you need to remember from today's update. A new federal banking rule is now officially in effect. It governs how banks must handle, protect, and notify recipients about Social Security, SSI, and SSDI deposits. Your payment schedule has not changed. Your benefit amounts have not changed. The new rule is about protections and compliance at the bank level, not about your payments from the SSA. Key protections under the rule include stronger enforcement of garnishment exemptions for federal benefit funds, clearer notification requirements from banks, and updated processes for Direct Express cardholders. You should open any recent notices from your bank, monitor your account closely for the next 60 days, keep your SSA direct deposit information current, and stay alert for scammers using this news as cover. That's it. That's the update. Not scary. Once you understand it, not complicated. Once someone breaks it down for you. And that's what we're always here to do. You are not alone in navigating these changes. This community is here. This channel is here. We're watching, so you don't have to watch alone. Take care of yourself, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.